Welcome back to TPS. Previously, we ran two separate lists, 5 quarterbacks who will win a Super Bowl and 5 who won't, and 5 wide receivers who will win a Super Bowl and 5 who won't. Well, out of the 10 guys we did pick to win a Super Bowl from those two videos, only Patrick Mahomes has gone on to accomplish the feat thus far. Will the other 9 eventually follow in his footsteps? Only time will tell. In the meantime, let's add some running backs to these predictions. Here's a look at 5 NFL superstar running backs who we think will win a Super Bowl before they retire, and 5 who won't.
At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video.
Number 5, Josh Jacobs. The Las Vegas Raiders workhorse back was drafted 24th overall in 2019, and he has not disappointed through his first 2 seasons. The Alabama product has arrived completely as advertised. Jacobs' explosiveness in the rushing game has made life a lot easier for Derrick, who slowly but surely started to turn a corner under head coach John Gruden. You can argue that the Raiders aren't fully living up to their potential. The roster is loaded with a great mix of young talent and veteran talent after all, but this has been a fairly quick rebuild under Gruden and Mike Mayock, and it's hard not to be excited about the future that consists of Jacobs, Darren Waller, and future superstar receiver Henry Ruggs. Yes, the Raiders have to share a division with the powerhouse Kansas City Chiefs, but Gruden's team has shown the ability to go head-to-head with them. Once the Raiders clean up their defense a bit, they should be capable of going on extended runs in January. Jacobs is still in the early phases of his prime years, and let's not forget that the Raiders will be atop the wish list for many big-name free agents, thanks to the whole no-state tax in Nevada thing. When all is said and done, don't be surprised if Jacobs has 1, maybe even 2 Super Bowl rings on his fingers. He's a rising superstar on a rapidly up-and-coming Raiders team. Number 5, Todd Gurley. Knee injuries have unfortunately cut Todd Gurley's prime years short. He's a serviceable lead running back now, but simply nowhere close to the dynamic game changer we saw with the Rams from 2015 to 18. Gurley, the 2017 Offensive Player of the Year, helped the Rams reach Super Bowl 53 in the 2018 season. If he wasn't fighting through a knee injury in the Super Bowl, there's a good chance the Rams win that game instead. Instead, the offense was stymied in a 13-3 loss. The Rams released Gurley following a down 2019 season. He then signed a 1-year deal with the annual underachieving Atlanta Falcons. Though he's performed pretty well in a reduced workload, it's hard to envision a championship contending team making Gurley their lead running back. And at this rate, we're not even sure he'll still be playing in 3 years. Gurley might have to settle on a Frank Gore or Adrian Peterson-like role where he bounces from team to team in the latter stages of his career. His prime years are over, and most of the top contenders already have long-term answers at running back. At this point, it's hard to see Gurley ever getting close to a Super Bowl again. Number 4, Joe Mixon. Mixon has been one of the NFL's most dominant running backs since his arrival in 2017, even on a lowly Cincinnati Bengals team. That said, the future is getting brighter by the day in Cincy, and it's not crazy to think that this team will win a Super Bowl within the next 5 years. In case you didn't know, the Bengals have a world-class signal caller in Joe Burrow. The latter was on his way to a historic rookie season before unfortunately suffering season-ending ACL and MCL tears. Not to fear, Bengals fans, Burrow will be back and better than ever. He'll rejoin a promising core that also includes Mixon, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. Just repatch that O-line and defense a bit, and the Bengals will soon have all the makings to contend for a Super Bowl. A young phenom QB can make all the difference in the NFL, and the Bengals have that in Burrow. It won't be long before he and Mixon are guiding this team to title contention. Number 4, Nick Chubb. Chubb has been a key part of the Cleveland Browns' rise to prominence under head coach Kevin Stefanski. That said, we're still a little bit skeptical about this team winning a Super Bowl anytime soon. We're still unsure about Baker Mayfield being the long-term answer at quarterback. Outside of world-class pass rusher Myles Garrett, the Browns' defense leaves a lot to be desired. This isn't a championship-caliber unit, and it'll take some time to fix it. Also, we think that the Browns aren't truly ready to compete with the AFC's top heavyweights, like the Chiefs, Bills, and Ravens. With all due respect to Chubb, we saw Dalvin Cook do wonders under Stefanski with the Minnesota Vikings, and Kareem Hunt has been just as dominant as Chubb. The Browns know they can make it work with just about any running back, so we don't know how long they'll keep Chubb around for, especially if his price tag increases. There's still some work to do for the Browns before they become a legitimate title contender. And if that day comes, how do we know if Chubb will still be there? That's why we're not willing to bet on him winning a Super Bowl, at least not in Cleveland. Number 3, Saquon Barkley. Barkley was arguably the NFL's most dominant running back during his first NFL season in 2018, as he earned Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. And in 2019, he still managed to cross the 1,000-yard mark despite missing 3 games due to injury. An ACL tear unfortunately ended Barkley's 2020 season in Week 2, and the New York Giants offense struggled mightily without him. But the G-men have been getting by just fine with a physical, in-your-face defense led by new head coach Joe Judge. It's really hard not to love the future of this Giants team. The defense is a top-tier unit under the former Bill Belichick assistant. He's brought a whole new fun-loving culture to the Big Apple, and the Giants haven't hit their full ceiling yet. We're not sure if Daniel Jones is the answer or not, but the Giants did turn a corner in 2020. Whether it's with Jones or without him, this team has all the makings to be a contender in the near future. The Giants are only trending up under Judge and company, and because of that, we already like Barkley's chances of leading this franchise to its 5th Super Bowl championship. 3 won't Ezekiel Elliott. The Dallas Cowboys haven't progressed as much as some of us expected, but we do believe with a few roster tweaks they can finally live up to their full potential and grow into a Super Bowl contender. Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. He is arguably the best group of skill position players in the league. The O-line is still anchored by 2 future Hall of Famers in Zach Martin and Tyron Smith. Jerry and Stephen Jones have hit several home runs at the draft. America's team has a better long-term outlook than you think. That said, we're not so sure if 2-time rushing champion Ezekiel Elliott will be around for the Cowboys' hopeful return to glory. His contract is already a burden, and understudy Tony Pollard largely outplayed him in 2020. We're guessing the Cowboys will either trade or eventually release Elliott. Hard to see how they'll keep him around given his declining production, fumbling issues, and awful contract. Yes, Dallas can certainly win a Super Bowl with Prescott leading the charge. It just won't be happening with Zeke still there. Number 2, will Derrick Henry. The Tennessee Titans have really rebuilt something special with the core 4, if you will. GM John Robinson, head coach Mike Vrabel, quarterback Ryan Tannehill, and superstar running back Derrick Henry. We were a bit skeptical about the Titans repeating their success from 2019, where they advanced all the way to the AFC Championship game as number 6 seed. As it turns out, they're for real, a legitimate conference heavyweight. Henry has stayed healthy and always turns it on as the season progresses. The massive bruising running back is impossible to slow down when he's on his game. And Tannehill is more than a one-hit wonder. He's a legitimate Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. These Titans showed how dangerous they can be over the past few seasons. Henry and Tannehill have so many prime years left. A.J. Brown is emerging as a top 10 wide receiver. The defense needs some work, but the offense will keep this team in long-term title contention. Unlike many of the NFL's top running backs over the last 5 years, we're pretty much expecting Henry to age well as he enters his late 20s and early 30s. So yes, we're confident he'll eventually win a Super Bowl here with the Titans. Number 2, won't Dalvin Cook. Over the past 2 seasons, Dalvin Cook has made a compelling case as the NFL's best running back. The Minnesota Vikings have wisely decided to build the offense more around Cook and not Kirk Cousins. The only issue is that as great as Cook is, he's not in a great position to compete for a Super Bowl. The Vikings are an above-average team and an annual playoff contender, but not a true championship contender. Cousins is a good quarterback, but he's far from being a great quarterback. The defense has taken considerable steps back since their run to the 2017 NFC Championship game, and they now find themselves well behind other NFC heavyweights like the Packers, Rams, New Orleans Saints, Seattle Seahawks, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. These Vikings just aren't built to win long-term, and their ceiling is one playoff victory. It's hard to see them going on a lengthy championship run of any kind. Cook will keep this team in the playoff race for several more years, but a Super Bowl ring seems like a long shot at this point. Number 1, will Alvin Kamara. Drew Brees may be done, but it looks like the New Orleans Saints are set up to make a smooth transition to the post-Brees era. I mean, just look at what Sean Payton did without him for significant stretches during the 2019 and 20 seasons. In 9 games without his starting quarterback over the last 2 seasons, the team has an 8-1 record. So yeah, I think they'll be just fine without Brees. Alvin Kamara and superstar wide receiver Michael Thomas are the NFL's best RBWR duo. The Saints O-line might be the NFL's best. The defense, led by Cameron Jordan, Marcus Davenport, and Marshawn Lattimore, will be a ferocious unit for many years to come. Gilby mentioned Payton as one of the NFL's best head coaches. This is an excellent foundation in NOLA. Not only do we expect this Saints core to win a Super Bowl together, but we can actually see them winning 2 or maybe even 3 championships. It's only a matter of time until Kamara and the Saints bring the Lombardi Trophy back to New Orleans. Number 1, won't Christian McCaffrey. The Carolina Panthers superstar had one of the most dominant running back seasons ever in 2019. He joined Roger Craig and Marshall Faulk as the only running backs to record 1,000 rushing yards and 1,000 receiving yards in the same season. A high ankle sprain unfortunately kept McCaffrey out for most of the 2020 season, and backup Mike Davis performed pretty well as his replacement. But McCaffrey is tied to the Panthers through the 2025 season, having signed a 4-year, $64 million extension. We love the program Matt Rule has built in Carolina, but this team is still several years away from becoming a Super Bowl contender. That young defense needs a lot of work, and they still share a division with the powerhouse Saints and Bucks. McCaffrey leads an impressive offensive group that also includes DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson, but that defense could take 3 to 5 years to fix, and the Panthers just aren't anywhere close to reaching the same levels as other top teams in the NFC. Hey, we could be wrong, but out of every top-tier running back in the NFL, our guess is that none of them are more unlikely to win a championship than McCaffrey. Luckily for C-Mac, this is just a prediction and not a foregone conclusion. So here's to hoping that he proves us wrong. What other star running backs do you think will win a Super Bowl before they retire, and which ones won't? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button for more cool videos. If you liked the video, then like the video. We'd really appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you. Tune in here for other hosts and other people and me talking about sports. Rock on.